Hey, welcome back. Listen, right now you have already finished watching the video on making sure that your mindset is prepared for purchasing a home. So now we're going to start breaking down the 5 steps of purchasing a home. But in this video, we're just going to cover step 1. All right. So most of the time when people start searching for homes, they look for the type of homes they like or the size of the home that they like, the area, but you actually don't know how much home you can afford. There's actually a formula that the lenders will use to determine how much home you can afford. So here is how you get a head start on that so that you can know before stepping into this. So what the lenders are going to do, they're going to take your annual income and they're going to multiply that by about 3, okay? So if you make $150,000 a year, then you're going to say $150,000, $300,000, $450,000. So that's going to be about your ceiling for the size home that you can afford. Okay, so they're going to start there, and then they're going to look at everything else in your financial situation. Things like your credit, your debt to income ratio, and they're going to use that to calculate exactly how much home you can afford. Now, the most important part of the purchase process is talking to a lender, because what you don't want to do is get out there, start looking and find your dream home only to realize that you have another step before you qualify to purchase that home, and then you've lost your dream home. Where if you go ahead and get in touch with your lender from the very beginning, then you can already know, you can have your pre-approval, and your trusted professional real estate agent can already go ahead and submit an offer for you, and you can take advantage of being prepared and have the best chance of getting the home of your dreams. So when you start the process of pre-qualification and pre-approval, there's a couple of things that you need to know. One, a pre-qualification is different than a pre-approval. So the pre-qualification is going to be very simple and easy. This is when you just tell the lender, hey, I have been working at this job for 3 years and I make $200,000, right? They're going to say, oh, that's great. You're pre-qualified. However, that's different than a pre-approval. You can't purchase a home until you are pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. So what's the difference? Well, a pre-approval, that's when everything that you've said is now researched and verified. They're going to dig into your W-2s. They're going to look at your savings account. They're going to look at your whatever accounts you have. They're going to look into they're going to basically take a deeper dive into those things so that they can now see, okay, you don't have any bankruptcies, you've been stable on this job, or you've been in this career field for a certain amount of time. They're going to look at all these different things. They're going to see how much your car note is. They're going to see if you've been paying late, where your credit card utilization is. They're going to check all those things when you're going through the pre-approval process. And when they get there, when all those things check out, they're going to say, now you are pre-approved. One more thing that people don't pay attention to that I want to make sure that you have a step ahead of the game is your savings. When they look at your bank account, what are they looking for? Well, on one hand, they want to see that you have a consistent amount of paychecks coming in from your place of employment, or if you're self-employed, they want to be able to look into your business account and just kind of make sure that you have steady income coming in and that it's coming from a legal source. Now, the other side is your savings. How much savings should you have? Well, if you said about 5 or 10,000, you're not quite there yet. You want to have about $20,000 to be your focus on your savings to be able to purchase a home. The average closing for a single family home, the average closing cost for a single family home is going to run you, once you calculate everything, you get your cash to close, it's going to be about $20,000. Now, that's the base. If you're not getting any incentives, that's going to be about your worst case scenario, okay? Many places, many builders are offering incentives to help with closing costs that could bring it down to $10,000, even $5,000, or if you're negotiating with a seller, sometimes they're willing to help out to kind of help you with your closing costs. But let's just say you have absolutely no help. What the lenders want to see is that you have at least a good about $20,000 that you have access to. Maybe it's not all in your bank account. Maybe you have a 401k that has money in it, or they want to see that you are able to get a gift from your family. okay? You can receive gifts, but your lender will tell you how you can receive gifts because there's even some regulations to that. You can't just get money from anybody, from anywhere. There's certain people that you're able to get a gift from, and your lenders will break that down for you where you may not have the money yourself, but you have access to it, and they'll let you know the access points where you can obtain a little bit more money to help yourself with the closing costs and the cash to close, which is two different things as well. The closing cost is going to be basically a set fee. Your cash to close is a makeup of 3 different areas, and that's going to be a much larger amount where you may see, oh, my closing cost is only $10,000, or your cash to close may be 20 because that's when your lender fees and the things that the closing attorneys have to take into consideration as they're searching for the title and all the other things that come into play, okay? So that's why you want to have about $20,000 either in your savings or have access to about that amount of money, all right? Next, the next part of step 1 is, all right, now you've gotten the pre-approval. Now what is it time to do? It's time to go shopping. So this is when you let your realtor know, all right, I want to be in this area. These are some amenities I want. What's most important to a lot of people with families is what type of school. If you already know what school system you want your children to be in or where you want to live for sports or anything, what type of community, go ahead and let your realtor know that because they're going to start looking into that community. We can zero in on certain school zones just to find you a home just based off of a particular school. All right. So from there, we'll be able to find incentives. We'll be able to let you know what the typical utility bill is like in your area, the going rates for everything. We'll be able to really zero in on all of the details that you would need. But you go shopping, you're going to go looking through homes and the different types of properties you may like. Maybe it's a mobile home, maybe it's a townhouse, maybe it's just a single family residence. Whatever you like, you let your realtor know, and they're going to take you shopping. You're going to sometimes spend days, sometimes weeks. If the realtor's really good, it may just be a couple of hours. You may find the one, all right? But once you get out there and go shopping, take your time and make sure that you're making the decision that's really best for you, all right? Do not, this is a quick tip, do not skip the home inspection. Yeah, you may be thinking, oh, this house looks great. It's gonna save me an extra $350. Don't skip the home inspection because what it could cost you in the end will be monumental in comparison to at least knowing what is going on with the house that you're choosing, okay? Now, the last part is after you preview the home and you have found the one, now you're gonna write your offer, all right? Your realtor is going to be, they should be an expert in this arena and in the particular market that you're in, all right? They're gonna look at the types of homes in that community that are being sold. They're gonna look at the price of them. They're also going to look at how the offers are typically being structured in this particular market that we're in. Sometimes you can ask for closing costs. Sometimes it's not a market where you can do that. But your realtor is going to be able to assess the situation and get you into the best position, okay? So you're going to write your offer, and here's the important thing. It's very important that a connection happens. You don't want your realtor to just send in a piece of paper that has some numbers on it and a name and let this seller just decide to choose who they want to purchase a home from. No, you want to make a connection. You want your realtor to make a connection with the other realtor, and you want to be able to have some connection made between you and the seller, all right? Because people are selling their homes to another person, to another human. This is somewhere that they've made lots of memories, and that connection matters because they want to hand something down that meant something to them that's going to mean something to someone else, all right? So all those things are very important when you're in step 1 of getting your pre-qualification, your pre-approval, getting to finally go shopping once you've gotten that pre-approval, and you're going to get your offer written and your offer accepted, okay? Now, once you get that offer written, you're going to allow them a little bit of time to make their decision. You don't want to rush them because sometimes it takes a little bit of time for them to look through however many offers they get, all right? And just hear me and hear me out, and I'm going to let you go. Listen, when you get to the point where you have realized that, hey, I want a little bit of extra money for this. I saw a broken window when we toured this home. Don't ask for that in your initial offer. You're going to wait till you get your home inspection, and that's when you're going to compile everything together, because you want to do it all at one time so that they don't feel like you're trying to nickel and dime them and back out. If it's your dream home, allow your trusted professional to handle the reins and listen to them as they guide you through the process, because there is a formula where you can have the most highest opportunity for success in winning the contract for the home that you really want to live in. All right, so this has been step one of your process to purchasing a home. Thank you. I'll see you at step two.